Good afternoon. Just getting out in some fresh air, even though it's kind of cold outside, but it is sunny. So just kind of taking it all in. But as I was out walking, I was thinking about yesterday's video, and I decided I want to continue to build off yesterday's topic about our fear of failure, as a lot of people have commented and really liked it, and how shifting our life's perception of this word into being able to reach our own successes. So in terms of using that word experimenting instead of failure, as I shared about yesterday, because if we're experimenting, we can start to dabble more often in different areas of our life, kind of like a trial and error phase, like scientists do. They're always trying different things. And that's important to think about because a lot of us have fallen into a very long pattern of self-expectation from what we've been doing in our lives for so long on like the day-to-day lives, that we might not even know the things we want to do, the things that might bring us our own joy. We might not even know what we even deem as our own self-success anymore. You know, we don't want to compare here because your successes are going to be different than mine. It's going to be different than Michael Jordan or someone. I mean, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But, you know, as of late, I'm sure everyone can see that even myself, I've been completely stepping outside of my own comfort zone of who I was or who I used to be to where I am like right now. And, you know, the expectation I had of myself was to keep meeting the standards of what everyone else expected of me from who I was before, which created this fear of trying new things. I was too afraid of stepping away from that old person and too afraid to step into a more like authentic, real self, you know, because, oh my God, people might judge me, and oh my God, people might think differently of me. But this reality, we do get hung up on. You know, we get hung up on these things. So what had held me back was in how I chose to continue to live in my comfort zone of that previous self. And just to mention, nothing is wrong with being in the comfort of my own safety net, you know, before when I was doing that. But what I realize now is that I was never going to reach beyond where I was at that time. I was hitting a glass ceiling, and that was holding me back from achieving my own success. It was holding me back from achieving my own greatness for myself. My comfort was in the fact that I loved all my things, you know, my amenities. I loved buying all the nice sports shoes, all the clothes. You know, I had a very nice car to drive. At one point I had 2 cars. I really enjoyed the partying, the drinking. You know, I was working for money that bought the material things that I was deeming as my own self-success. You know, I didn't want to give up those things. I chased hard at those things, at what I truly wanted, but I was afraid to finally let go of things and not have those comforts. I was really afraid of not having. I was afraid of experimenting to find my own success. So I've lived in that comfort zone for so long that I finally came to the conclusion that I've been living someone else's dream and not my own. And I made a life outside of that personal dream that brought me to the perception of joy, and on the outside. But when it came to my own inner successes and joy, I saw that I've always been living someone else's dream, and I've been actually always working for someone else and not working for myself. And that doesn't mean owning my own business, but anyways. And to know me now that, you know, I was kind of afraid to live my own dream life, and not to say that there's anything wrong with me being an employee, not one bit. You know, I've been an employee my whole life, and I'm insanely grateful for the life I've had and the life I have now. I've been 100% super fortunate through all my life's experiences from that. But for my own long-term plan, I know it's not my dream. But walking away from all that is has to take this very large leap of faith and this courage, one I have seriously had a very large fear of, that fear of failure. So to make my dream reality, I needed to make some huge sacrifices. And one of those huge sacrifices was to stop traveling. And all of you that know me, that's a hard one for me. And, you know, it's temporary time, which is what I'm doing right now. And another one is ridding myself of all that comfort I gave myself, because being comfortable doesn't force me into being uncomfortable. It doesn't cause a response to literally make shit happen. So right now, and I'm not even joking, I am on a hiatus from traveling. I'm currently sleeping in my sister's 2-bedroom apartment. I'm sleeping on an inflatable twin mattress on the floor, literally. In her living room situation. This is my living room situation right here. I have no car. I barely have a handful of clothing items. I've had zero income for 9 months, and I'll be honest, I'm beyond uncomfortable. Every day I run through this craziness in my head. This is nothing I've ever been willing to go through to reach my own success. But this stress factor, it forces me into resilience mode. And that mode produces me being that mad scientist I talked about in experimenting. Experiment, and experiment with anything and everything. And I'm trying all these new things to reach my target success. Now, I know this is super extreme for a lot of people, and I've actually chosen this path of uncertainty and unknown for myself. It's been my choice. And in all honesty, I've actually become pretty accustomed to it over the years and just throwing myself off the ledge. But in my professional life, I've been always scared to do that. But my advice for anyone seeking to hit that next level of self-greatness, what might look something a little bit more like this, like look around you and what's causing too much comfort in your current life. Where is time and attention being spent that this time allocation can actually be shifted to another area for more production, more productivity, more efficiency for yourself? You know, that could be Netflix, that could be social media, that could be TikTok. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this could maybe even be asking the family for an additional 30 minutes to an hour of self-time to start working on something that's going to better yourself. And in the long run, the family. I don't know what those comforts are for you, and I don't know what uncomfortable is for you either. Only you know those things and what they are. You know, we all have priorities like work, things that we have to accomplish every day. And what really helps is actually listing these things down, writing them down to understand where our time is being spent and the importance factors of what is high priority for time allocation and what is low priority. This way, we can start to make shifts out of the comfort phase and getting into that uncomfortable stage. And I know it sounds super scary and it's really uncomfortable, but it can be very frightening to shake up your normality. But I want you to think of this. What is more frightening? To shift some things around your life now, when you're young and able and agile, or to look back in 40 years and wonder why you never made any changes or took any chances to at least experiment more with things that could ultimately change your life for the better. I mean, look at all the time we have right now to be uncomfortable. And even better, it won't jeopardize anything in your life or our life to just try and experiment with more stuff right now. Take this time and abuse it. Don't say you're going insane. Get uncomfortable. Do some crazy shit. You know, so I want to share my next video. I want to continue to talk about this stuff and the mindset of failure. I want to talk about getting out of comfort zone. I want to talk about walking through fear, understanding our own resilience, and even better, stepping into our greater self. So let's get into that greatness. I want you to have happy experimenting in this weird time. If I can be of any assistance during this time, please message me, reach out. You know how to get a hold of me, direct message, Facebook Messenger, whatever. Just send me a message. If I can help, if you have my number, text me. But during this time, stay safe, stay sane, and ultimately stay productive and get creative, get weird, get uncomfortable. Step outside of that comfort zone while you can right now. All right, have a good weekend. Ciao.